Happy Rapture Day! What did you get me? You might be out of the loop on this one unless you are on TikTok, which I was nervous about using before it was bought out by Trump's buddies. I definitely ain't using it now. Apparently, this stems from a vision a pastor had in South Africa, and it blew up on TikTok, so it has gained the handy-dandy hashtag RaptureTok. Another TikTok video that blew up, related to RaptureTok, is a woman reminding her fellow Christians to wear clean underwear today. I don't have to worry about that because if they're right, I'll be in perdition pretty soon, sooner than expected. The reason Christians are all wearing clean underwear today is because as the Lord your God takes you up into heaven, which if you didn't know is sort of what the rapture's all about. And I guess heaven is literally in the sky. It will suddenly be okay to be naked, finally, for some of these people. And your clothes will float back down to earth. As the woman says, you don't want everyone's last impression of you to be your dirty underwear. Now, since she imagines everyone not raptured up into heaven faces eternal damnation, I'm not sure why she's worried about our opinion exactly. I mean, you'd think that's pretty much the ultimate validation, right? I'm cool with God. To hell with everybody else. Literally. Apparently, though, this woman hasn't actually read the Bible, or specifically the book of Revelations, which is the part where the rapture is discussed, kind of, sort of, anyway. The book of Revelations very clearly states that only men get into heaven. You ladies with your devil vagina magic are getting left behind with the rest of us to face tribulations. Though, for all you incels out there, statistically at least, your chance of finally getting laid has gone up. Congratulations. And I mean, if you can't get any after the rapture, I don't know what to tell you, man. Let me throw in a note of caution, though. This has been predicted before. Lots and lots and lots of times for thousands of years. Two of them, actually, 2,000s of years. If you haven't noticed, the number of times that those predictions have been correct is exactly 0. I mean, maybe it's like gambling on a slot machine. You just keep pulling the arm, and sooner or later, 777s are going to lock in. All the bells and whistles will go off. A Godzilla-sized Jesus will appear in the sky everywhere at once, finally proving for once and all that the world is flat, lifting up the elect, again, all men, because heaven is a weenie roast, and smiting the damned. Okay. I'm billing this as a psychology channel, which means I'm supposed to do more than just be snarky about stuff, though maybe somebody could tell that to Jordan Peterson, who has made a very big deal out of stating that he thinks everyone should adopt Christianity wholeheartedly while being very coy about whether he's a Christian himself. He uses Nietzsche a lot to justify his position, largely based on a single quote where Friedrich says, "God is dead and we have killed him." Peterson uses that to say that that's Nietzsche's full-throated support for the revival of Christianity. But there's a problem with that. Namely, pretty much everything else Nietzsche ever wrote. It's such an indefensible position, I don't particularly feel the need to get into it. Another guy named Richard Rauch, who wrote a couple of books I read in the 1990s. Yeah, kids, I know I'm really old. That they were okay. His latest book, which I refuse to even inadvertently promote by telling you the title, is a different defense of Christianity, even though, as he says, I am a gay secular Jew. That's pretty much the definition of being inauthentic, which, hey, I think can get overemphasized and misappropriated to the point of absurdity. But his argument is that as we have seen a downturn in church attendance, we have seen a rise in things like drug use, crime, teen pregnancy, and divorce. Now, all of those things are actually reversing their previous rises, even though the number of people who claim to be religiously unaffiliated also continues to climb. Oh, and Rauch very, very much wants you to be a Protestant-style Christian, not a Catholic. He thinks they're weird. Listen, the mythopoetic impulse and the religious experience are two things I do have a certain amount of respect for and a lot of interest in. It can be an important and beautiful part of someone's life. It can also be a never-ending source of existential terror for some people. Many, many people who suffer from schizophrenia, which is an absolutely devastating psychological condition, a lot of their focus, their obsessions, and even their hallucinations revolve around God or the devil. For people without a diagnosable condition, religion can be a powerful framework to structure their worldview around, as well as their cognitive dissonance. Even though the number of religious people is going down, the number of people who believe the sun revolves around the earth is going up. Why? Because the Bible says so. What that means on a practical level is that this cosmological perspective where the world is flat, the rapture is coming, God made the world in 144 hours and then took a day off, because who wouldn't? It's becoming increasingly concentrated in religious communities. It goes way, way beyond vaccine skepticism, and being alarmed by it is the appropriate reaction, in my opinion. So, no matter what they say, I am pretty sure by the end of the day, they'll all still be here, unfortunately. I am very fortunate that you watched this video all the way to the end. This channel is getting a wee bit of traction, and I really appreciate it. If you enjoy psychological theory, hit the like button, please subscribe, leave a question or a comment below. I got more of these coming. Take care of yourself.